Hello, watching Vnews Bulletin. From and now the headlines as usual.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính urges faster implementations of socio-economic recovery measures. Vietnam's export of nearly 13%. And later on, Da Nang beaches ready to welcome tourists.
Let's begin our bulletin with the news. First, a Bureau report on recent activity by Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính has just signed an official dispatch urging ministries, agencies, and localities to urgently perform the tasks in order to implement the program of socio-economic recovery and development. Ministries, agencies, and localities have actively implemented the tasks and solutions set by the government over the past time, the dispatch said. However, the progress was slow in many aspects, especially the issuance of guiding documents, it added. The Prime Minister requested the Ministry of Planning and Investment, the Ministry of Education and Training, and the ministries of agencies that were slow in completing assigned tasks in March to certainly learn from experience, not to continue to be late. Relevant quarters, according to the assigned functions, must implement the tasks and solutions drastically, synchronously, and more effectively, and ensure the progress and quality before the government and the Prime Minister, the dispatch noted.
Since the beginning of 2022, border guard units nationwide have successfully conducted 20 investigations of drug crime, tackled some 2,200 cases, and arrested nearly 4,700 suspects. These figures show the unremitting efforts of the Green Rank soldiers, who are the solid shield at the border areas.
Guangxi, a province adjacent to Laos and near the Golden Triangle, is a hotspot for drug trafficking. The Drug and Crime Prevention Department under the Vietnam People's Border Guard and the Guangxi Border Guard recently worked together to break up a cross-border drug trafficking ring, seizing 21 kilograms of methamphetamine.
Border guards have to watch drug criminals continuously and usually track them for a long time before an arrest.
Some drug trafficking rings who transport drugs from Laos to Vietnam and then to a third country have close links with international drug crime organizations in the Golden Triangle. Fighting these rings requires time and especially bravery and talent.
The way drug trafficking rings purchase and transport drugs is very secret and sophisticated, making it difficult for us to follow and tackle.
Recently, new drug production technology has significantly improved drug output and reduced prices. The scale of drug crimes is getting bigger, and the tricks of criminals are getting more sophisticated. These factors make the fight against drugs by border guards more difficult and complex.
Border guards are always present in hotspots of security and order at the border, standing side by side with border residents and actively fighting crime of all kinds, including drug crime.
The achievements of the border guards forces are greatly appreciated by the party and the state, and at the same time bring confidence to the people. The war on drug crimes will continue, with many dangers and challenges, but nothing can deter Vietnam's border guards.
Vietnam's export-import revenue in the first quarter this year was estimated at over $176 billion, up 14.37% year-on-year, of which $88.58 billion was from exports, a rise of 12.9%. In March alone, the export value topped $34 billion, a 45.5% month-on-month and 14.8% year-on-year. Vietnam saw increases in both export volume and value, especially in agricultural products, crude oil, fertilizers, and plastic. Notably, after 16 groups of commodities joined the over $1 billion club, making up 83.4% of the combined export turnover, of which 5 recorded an export value of more than $5 billion. During the 3-month period, the U.S. was Vietnam's biggest buyer, with nearly $25.6 billion in revenue. It was followed by China, the European Union, ASEAN, the Republic of Korea, and Japan. After 2 consecutive years of decrease, dried fish exports to the European Union have bounced back.
According to the Vietnam Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers, Vietnam earned over $20 million from the exports in the first half of February, up 40% year-on-year. The Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, and Spain are currently the 4 largest importers of Vietnam. Vietnam is home to nearly 120 facilities processing dried fish products for export with a combined capacity of 1.8 million tons of its import per year. Last year, Vietnam produced 1.5 million tons and earned $1.6 billion from dried fish exports. The production targets was set at 1.6 to 1.7 million tons and export revenues at over $1.6 billion this year.
After more than 2 years of closure due to COVID-19, Da Nang City has recently introduced a range of new tourism products focusing on its beautiful coastal strip. Beaches in the central city are now ready to welcome visitors once again, especially during the upcoming tourist season. On recent weekends, beaches such as My Khê, Phạm Văn Đồng, and My An have attracted both local people and visitors. The number of those enjoying the sun in the afternoon is growing every day.
I didn't think Da Nang would be so crowded after the pandemic, but I was surprised to see the atmosphere here is no different from the regular tourist season.
Over recent days, many fast food and drink places and check-in areas along beaches have also reopened, finding favor even among local people.
Da Nang really is changing. This is the busiest I've seen it for 3 years. Many check-in areas are open and crowded with local people and tourists.
At 4- and 5-star hotels along the coast, rooms are starting to fill up.
We are ready to welcome large groups of visitors again. We have created promotional programs and carefully prepared staff to welcome guests.
City authorities are now working closely with relevant agencies to introduce tourism programs and events during the peak tourist season, focusing on developing services along the beach and on both sides of the Han River. After a long hiatus caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, Vietnam's tourism is gradually reopening with the resumption of international flights, which is considered a positive factor, helping recover the hotel market. As the hotel market mainly relies on strong tourism needs in the country, the pilot program to welcome foreign visitors in some localities is a good opportunity that contributes to promoting the quick recovery of the Vietnam tourism market, according to the CBRE Vietnam. In 2021, the hotel market in Hanoi continued to suffer a fall in occupancy rate, which was 30.6%, down 4.5 percentage points against 2020 and 50.6 percentage points against 2019. This year, the rapid vaccination rate and the reopening of international passenger routes signal the recovery of Hanoi's tourism market. CBRE experts predict that 2022 would open a golden opportunity for Ho Chi Minh City's 4- and 5-star hotel market, with encouraging progress in the first half and more accelerating growth in the second half. The market is expected to welcome a new supply of 2,800 rooms from 13 projects, accompanied by the entrance of multiple high-class hotel brand names. Given the impact of COVID-19, raising awareness about pandemic prevention has become a necessary part of life. And to protect people's health from the inside, improving resistance has become extremely important too. After a long period of closure due to the pandemic, many gyms around Hanoi are now reopening.
I was concerned at first, but now I feel relaxed about the new normal. So I try to exercise regularly to improve my health to fight COVID-19.
The capacity of gyms around Hanoi is not as good as before the pandemic broke out.
The gym is now open again, but capacity is only about 30 to 40% of what it was.
In addition to gyms, other exercise regimens such as martial arts and yoga are popular once more.
Yoga is a discipline that helps people gain physical and mental health.
Improving the health to minimize any post-COVID-19 effect is receiving a lot of attention. Taking care of physical and mental health really is the most important factor in fighting the pandemic. Ba Đen Mountain is a famous place in the southern province of Tây Ninh, which is some 110 kilometers far from Ho Chi Minh City. It's the highest mountain in the south at 986 meters above sea level, and part of the Ba Đen Historical, Cultural, Relic and Tourist Complex, which has been recognized as a national tourist area by the government.